Hey friends, it's Lauren Taylor. Thanks for joining me back in my craft room today. I have some Halloween fun to share with you today, featuring some brand new products from Whimsy Stamps that released today, like this adorable Wicked Cute clear stamp and coordinating die set. I've already stamped, colored, and cut out my images for the video today. I was experimenting with colors, so we'll see how this card goes. I just felt like doing a little traditional plus non-traditional Halloween, so I'm gonna die cut some of these pumpkin and mini jack dies, but just the pumpkin itself out of some colorful cardstock. I also brought in the Halloween Postage clear stamps. This is an older stamp set, but I'm going to be using little bats from there. And then I have the new Harlequin 6x9 stencil. I'm definitely going a little bit out of my comfort zone for this card, so I hope you enjoy this journey with me. I'm starting with cutting my pumpkins that I'm going to use to create a background. Again, I colored my little devil with more of a peachy orange tone, and then I colored his accessories in purple. I kind of wish I would have done a teal pumpkin, especially, it makes me think of our food sensitivity for Halloween, right? Our teal pumpkin, so that way every kid gets something. So, like, do little mini toys or instead of candy, if that makes sense. But anyway, I wish I would have done teal because it also ties in with the colors that I did for my pumpkin die cuts, but it is what it is on this journey. I also made a couple mistakes along the way, but I will walk you through what I did. So I played around with my pumpkins and I realized I needed one more teal pumpkin to create this look, but I'm going to promptly forget that that is how I wanted my background to look when I actually glue everything down. It still turns out really cute, but I was so bummed when I realized why it was looking off and I couldn't figure it out, and then you'll see. So I'm adding a little bit of Distress Oxide to my pumpkins. I'm not doing anything super perfect with the blending because a lot of it is going to be covered up when I get it onto my A2 size card front there. But I wanted just to have a little bit of dimension, and of course we have to have some shiny splatter. So I grabbed my Starry Colors watercolor pigment and I'm using the white metallic of the golds here and just splattering a ton onto these pumpkins. Like I said, a lot of them are going to be covered up, so I wanted to make sure there was plenty of splatter that's going to be visible when you see it on the background. So I'm going to set these aside to dry, and once they're dry, I'm going to just use some adhesive to glue all these pumpkins down. Now, again, I completely forgot that I did kind of like a flower look. So I had an orange pumpkin in the middle and then pumpkins all around it. I started putting it together. I think I knew that there was going to be 3 rows in some way. So I put the pumpkins down and then I was like, wait, I don't have enough pumpkins for 3 rows. This doesn't make sense what I'm doing. But you can see here, I'm like, wait, okay, but wait, I don't have enough. So what am I doing here? So I peel them all off and I try again. I left in all the hesitation of me trying to remember what the heck I was doing. So my background turns out missing one of my teal pumpkins because I only pulled these 6 down from where my little drying area was, where my pumpkins were. And I forgot to grab down my extra teal pumpkin to help me remember that I was doing a flower look, not 2 rows of 3 pumpkins. But that's okay. It turns out still kind of cute. I like it. My daughter is actually sitting next to me and she's also telling me something doesn't look right. But I don't figure it out until the end, and that's okay. It still, like I said, turns out pretty fun. I'm just a little bit out of my comfort zone, like I said, with using these different colors. And I'm going to be using some texture paste from Tim Holtz once I'm done stamping my sentiment here. I love the idea of mixed media so much, like so much, but I am afraid of it. I don't know why. I just feel intimidated by the messiness of it and nothing being structured, which I know is the whole point. But I like structure. I like having clean lines and an order to things. So I really struggle with it. But I'll talk to you about it once I get to the next step. So after I had my 6 pumpkins down, I stamped my, well, 5. I stamped my pumpkin on that teal, I stamped my sentiment on that teal pumpkin and glued that down to the left corner. And I attached the pumpkins wherever they weren't fully glued down because I was just using that tape runner to help me just kind of with placing the pumpkins down. And once they were all glued down, I'm using my paper trimmer just to help me trim around the 4 sides of my card front so I can cut off those extra pieces of pumpkin, and that will finalize kind of the background that I did. I'm still glad that I could tell they're pumpkins. That was also kind of a worry as I was building my background together. But I grabbed that Harlequin stencil and I was thinking about using the really clean diamonds, but then I went for kind of the grungy, which is not really my style, but I thought, you know what, if we're going to do some mixed media looks, I might as well, step it up with these grungy diamonds. And I'm just using a palette knife and pulling out some of that texture paste, which looks an awful lot like black frosting. My daughter really just wanted to like dip her finger in it and try it. I mean, jokingly, of course. And I just made a mess all over my hand. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to this stuff. I think it turned out really cute, like I said, but I was so afraid of how this card was going to turn out. I didn't think it would come out as cute as it did, but I kept going. And there you could see I found my teal pumpkin as I was cleaning up and realized that's why my background looked off. My Harlequin diamonds are dry enough that I can keep going, but I added my adhesive to my card base instead of my background, so that way I didn't apply any pressure to the black paste that's drying. I didn't want it to get like stuck to my glass mat. So I just attached that to my A2 card front, and now I'm going to grab some adhesive foam. This is the black roll from ThermoWeb. It's slightly thinner than your average foam, which is one of my favorite reasons why I love their foam adhesive so much. And I'm going to cut up these pieces to fit behind my little devil and my little kitty cat. And I'm going to line them up to meet the bottom of my sentiment so everything is kind of on the same ground level. And I attached him to the center and my little cat right next to him. He's looking real cute, but I realized that my paper was a little more orangey than his devil outfit because, again, I wanted to go with more of a peachy look. So I brought in a Pops of Color from scrapbook.com. This is the Summer Peach Gloss, and I'm just adding a bunch kind of in a diagonal across the card. And I really liked how that turned out. I think adding in that peach just tied in his costume a little better with the orange pumpkins. And then I'm going to grab this little set of bats from the Halloween Postage stamp set, and I'm going to use black soot distress ink to stamp them because I didn't want them to be a perfect stamp. Again, trying to just kind of be sporadic and adding them here and there as I imagine a mixed media person would do. Again, I was so nervous. I don't know why. I like things organized and straight, but I wanted to do something a little bit out of my comfort zone and different. And while, like I said, I do think it turns out cute, I was so nervous the whole time making this card. But I hope you liked it. I know it's a little different. I mean, it's still cutesy, and you know I love my cutesy. But I hope you enjoyed seeing, so a couple different techniques that I normally do on this channel. But make sure you check out the new Whimsy Stamps release. So many cute things for Halloween. And I can't wait to show you more this month. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll click like, and if you're new here, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. As always, you can find everything I use down below in the description box. Thank you and have a wonderful day. Bye!